All right, Anthony on Air podcast. We are back for yet another episode, and today we have special guest co-host Janine. Janine's here. How you
Hello.
doing?
Hello, you cool cats and kittens.
Did you watch Tiger King episode 8?
Um, I dabbled in it a little and it was
Did you
okay.
watch the whole thing? Did you watch the first 7?
Yes, I did.
Oh, so you dabbled in 8 a little bit. 8 kind of sucked. Let's be honest. It was like the Real Housewives reunion show. It wasn't exactly 100% necessary to
Correct.
life.
Mm.
Janine is joining us. I asked her before via text message. I was like, "Hey, do you have things that you want to talk about?" And she fired back 400 ideas that perhaps we will get to. I do want to get to the big story of the day as we avoid talking about the coronavirus to take your mind off of things, and that is the dating life of Kate Beckinsale, which is not something, Janine, that you kind of know my shtick. I don't really do the celebrity gossip all that much, but I am at this point in life fascinated by Kate Beckinsale because if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube, you'll see this is her new. I think this is her new boyfriend, and his name is. Hold on, here I have it. It's like Goody something or other.
Oh.
But I've become fascinated with this now because coming off of Pete Davidson,
Mm-hmm.
right? And now this guy is that the rumor. Pete Davidson is
I mean, look at him.
he's got a good skill set.
He's actually the color gray, so I don't see anything appealing about him at all.
Are you saying that all the blood is in one part of his body? Is
That's
that
it. That's it. He's got to be like our friend Mr. Wood. Literally.
people who are getting used to Frankie C are going to be in for a little bit of shock on this episode. I have a feeling.
We look a little different, but I can do something that I notice he always does.
What does Frank always do? Well, first of all, you don't have anything hanging in the background, so that's you messed up
Right.
right there. But go ahead. What were
Coat
you going to say?
backwards. Um, well, last time he ate that pizza, I noticed that after every bite, he wiped his mouth.
Did he?
Go back and look at it, and there was nothing on his mouth.
When was he eating pizza? During the
Um,
live show, the live podcast?
yes, it was a frozen pizza.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I kind of remember that.
So he would take a bite, and then he would immediately wipe his mouth and put it back.
Well, we're all getting used to this new world of being broadcasting in video form, so it
Right.
not exactly lends itself to eating pizza. His all right. This guy's name is Goody Grace.
Unfortunately, I could only see his body and not even his face in the picture that you have. So,
He
is
look
he a rapper?
he looks like as if Powder grew some hair back and got a little older. That's what he kind of looks like to me in this screen. I don't even know what he. Let's see here. The English act. Oh, I didn't know if she was English. But here's what's fascinating about this. She is drop dead gorgeous, beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't understand for the life of me how somebody like this goes from Pete Davidson and now to this guy, who, by the way, is like half her age and not even in the same league as like he looks like skeevy to me. I don't know. I'm not into dudes though, so I don't know. But he looks a little skeevy to me.
Well, I have to say that there's a lot of celebrities that aren't paired up with their significant others as they should be.
Who else do you have in mind?
Specifically,
Yeah, go ahead.
well, this is a while ago, but J Lo and Mark, whatever, whatever.
Oh yeah, yeah. Not Mark Ruffalo, the singer.
Yes.
He's skeevy looking too.
Ugh, ugh, ugh.
Yeah, right. Like he looks like he's dying as well.
Exactly. So I don't see the appeal there at all.
Is A Rod a good looking dude? I feel
He's
like
okay.
he's put together better than like the
Right.
Mark guy, you know?
Right.
Like the Mark guy looks like he hasn't showered. Like this guy looks like he doesn't shower.
Yeah,
That's a big problem for me.
I agree.
Shower.
A little bit.
It's
A
not
little
hard.
soap and water.
Yeah, set it up a little bit, big boy. You can do it. You know, he's got all these chains on and these chest tattoos, and
Ugh.
he's got like drug fingers. You know, like
Oh yeah, he definitely has the drug
he's
fingers.
got like drug fingers. What is she doing? What is Kate Beckinsale doing with all these dudes?
I don't know.
I feel like there's this it's almost like Jan in The Office when she starts dating Michael Scott because she's like, oh, my therapist says I have self-destructive tendencies, and she's kind of leaning into them. I feel like that's what Kate Beckinsale is doing right now.
It has to be something along those lines, right?
Yeah,
Ugh.
Mark Anthony. I can't believe
That's
I
his.
couldn't remember the guy's last name
There you
is my friggin' first name, and I couldn't remember it. Mark Anthony.
go.
Oh, there's a picture of Mark Anthony posing with A Rod and J Lo. Is this from like years ago?
mm,
Wow, that
I
is.
think they do hang out sometimes, so
Are you
could be recent.
serious?
Mm-hmm.
Like all three of them hang out now?
She posted a picture once of the three of them.
Yeah,
Maybe it's the same one.
was it this picture?
No, that is an old picture.
That's an old picture. Look at
Yeah,
that. Isn't that weird?
that is weird.
They were probably married at that point. Who knew the guy in the middle was going to start banging your wife?
Exactly.
That's a rough little pill to swallow.
Oof.
Also, I think J Lo is wearing a. Is that a? Oh no, she is wearing a Yankee hat. She's diehard, man. She's
Oh,
Bronx hardcore.
mm-hmm. I was gonna say
That's
she's from the Bronx, so
that's hardcore. She probably dumped his ass because he was a Mets fan. Because like most Mets fans, they're losers.
losers.
I'm a Mets fan. Shut up. Um, yeah, I don't know. I can't figure this out. Now you have experience dating people well under your looks class. So what is that like? If I can shit on your husband for a minute, what is it like being the beautiful one in the relationship?
Oh,
Because I, I
well,
I could ask my wife the same the same question.
yeah, bring her on here. Let's see what she says.
I'm afraid to ask her the question. I mean, we all know she's the beautiful one. I just don't want to say it, and I just don't want it, in the room together. I don't want to, admit it while she's around.
Well, I think that there's definite equals. Um, you would you don't think you're a good looking guy?
No, I think I'm incredibly handsome. Actually, she's very lucky to have me. But she's like breathtaking. She's beautiful. Like,
Would you say you're between Mark Anthony and A Rod or above A
who said
Rod?
A Rod was better looking than me? Is that what you're saying? I mean, I
Oh,
get he's
I'm
got a
asking
bigger
you.
wallet. No, I feel like I'm an okay looking dude. I've gotten by, but I feel like my wife is like
Yes, she
above.
is.
I'm fighting above my weight class with her. She's like,
She is.
she's in the heavyweight division of looks, and I'm down in the light featherweight division. You know, yeah. But for the most part, though, I feel like dudes are just disgusting, ugly utility pieces of garbage that are there. We're lucky to get any chick for the most part.
For the most part,
But Kate Beckinsale is like
like
a
that guy.
yeah, she's like a 10 at
Hmm.
40. What is she? 46,
Is she?
and she keeps okay. Goody Grace is 22. Goody Grace, this dude is only a year older than her daughter.
Oh, great.
Pete Davidson was 26. Before Pete Davidson, she dated a guy named Matt Rifey. He was 21. And a British personality named Jack Whitehall, who was 30.
So she likes the younger guys.
And this is all after she split with her husband. I don't know. It doesn't say here how long she was married for. She was married for 12 years to her husband, Len Weissman. They
Mm.
filed for divorce in 2016. So she is going out on a tear right now.
She's trying to get as much D as she could. You blame her? Apparently, though, that is like the peak for a woman. Like
46?
between 45 and 50.
Is that true?
That's what I've heard from a male friend of mine who was also on a dating spree
Wait,
a couple of years back.
Do I know this male friend? Is it the
Mm,
brother of
No,
of a
he's not.
mutual? Okay, all right. I just want to make sure. I was just checking.
No, everyone we know is together with someone. So unfortunately,
Now,
that would be
is that really true, or is that just something that women younger than 45 and older than 50 say just to
well,
be like, "Ah, you just missed. You should have been here 2 years ago when I was peaking."
maybe it goes a little bit younger too.
Yeah.
Maybe 42, 43. But these women are crazy.
See, and
Because
that's go ahead.
I used to see the text and the emails.
That your dude friend shared with you
Oh yeah.
from chicks that were in that age bracket.
Oh yeah.
And was he what age was he? He was your age?
He's 50 now.
He's 50 now. At the
Mm-hmm.
time he was younger.
He was 47.
Oh, so he was in that bracket too.
Yep. And he
Yeah.
said when he was dating chicks when in his 20s and 30s, they were not as aggressive as the woman in their 40s.
Is that right?
And yes.
So the whole cougar thing sort of ranged true. Like they're predators, they're cougaring.
I I could not believe some of these. If I didn't read them, I would have not believed it.
And you saw really anything you
To
can
shock me, you know they had to be bad. Okay.
I can't
And
imagine what this is.
I mean, obviously he was on a dating websites, but these women, geez,
They're out for blood.
they really are.
Yeah. I wonder if it's an older woman thing altogether because my mother is always like, she's always like warning me, like she's like, "Oh, the women look at your father like crazy."
Well,
I'm like,
have
"Dad?"
you seen your dad?
You just made his year. No, but like I guess I always thought it was like a companionship thing, but I guess I
No,
might be incorrect about this.
these women want one thing and
All
one
right,
thing only.
family show here. um, See, but that's interesting because I would assume that a dude peaks in his 20s, right? Isn't that probably?
Um, I thought it was 18.
It's
I could be
usually,
wrong.
I feel like it's 18 to 75. Right in there is where a man is gonna peak. Um, but
I,
wow, I mean,
that's what I've heard.
but
Well,
don't
from
you
this,
listen? I'm all for people living who they are. I don't like judging people, but I do like talking and speculating. Don't you think that it's weird that, like, to me, if she didn't have the kid, this would be a lot more easier of a pill to swallow. If you're that kid, like, doesn't that mess with the kid a little bit?
yeah, like, mom, you're dating someone who's a year. Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah, that's got to be weird.
That is weird. I would not like that.
No.
Like if your father brought me home. How odd would that be? Or if a certain person's father started dating me in our group. I'm just saying. That would be weird.
I don't even know what Goody Grace does. Let's see if I can
Why do I
find
feel
out.
like he's a rapper?
Is
Am I
he a
wrong?
rapper? You know, this is what happens. You let Eminem in, and then everybody thinks that they can do it too. So I like things with the
Just
way
takes
they.
that one person. That's
Yeah,
it.
just like coronavirus. It just took
That's
one
it.
person to fly here,
Coronavirus.
and that was it. The whole thing is ruined.
That's it.
She's apparently quarantining with him. See, that's got to be rough on a relationship to start. No.
Right. Like you just met the person. Like, what if you have to, you know, duty?
You think you think she's pooing in front of him already? You have to. You have no choice.
Oh
There's gonna be
God.
those
Oh,
stories where women are gonna be like, we were like, what did you do, Grandma? And she's gonna be like, well, we were quarantined, and I remember it was 4 months. I didn't go to the bathroom in front of your grandfather for 4 months. I held it in.
oh God.
It's got to be tough. Remember when this was all first happening and they were talking about all the things that we were going to have to do, and then out of nowhere, the CDC like released guidelines for dating during self quarantine, and we all laughed. I bet you half the people now are like googling, like, let me go find those quarantine rules. What were those? What were those things?
Do it.
It's got to be rough on single people, like living in the city, like by themselves. Like,
I do have a friend. She does live in the city by herself. And she said, I'm so bored. I'm so lonely during the day that she
yeah,
looks forward to working and Zoom calls.
that's a sad state of affairs.
That is.
That is really terrible. But I
Like right
mean,
now, this is the most I've talked to someone else probably in weeks.
is it really?
Yeah.
This is basically the last time we're ever going to have you on, so enjoy it now while you're here.
Good
Um,
knowing you.
but I wonder, like, I wonder if people are getting desperate, like in Manhattan or in Detroit, and they're kind of like, my neighbor's not bad. I always was making fun of him, but he's not. Now that I think about it, I
I
should
mean,
give him the
yeah, I'll throw him
chance.
a bone.
Yeah,
Well, this is what I was wondering because
I've
they
been watching him, and for 3 weeks he has not left the house, so I know he's okay. I know he's clean.
like the dating apps now. Like, is there a dip in them, or people using them more and saying, "When we get out, let's hang out with each other." Do you know what I mean? Like,
I wonder. Yeah, there was a celebrity who said that. Like, I forget who it was. One of the young celebrity girls that she was like on the prowl. That she was like running through the apps like crazy.
hmm. Yeah,
Like,
I wonder because
do you think you get more aggressive? Like I wonder if you if you all right. Let's say on average you contact like two people a week, just like contact. Do you think that number is like going through the roof, or do you think people are more selective, where they're like, if I'm gonna come in contact with somebody, it better be somebody who's super worth it.
well, I wonder if people are actually like meeting in person now. They can't be, right?
I don't think they're meeting in person, but I'm sure they're like moving the conversation to like FaceTime and Zoom and
I'd say they're more aggressive because they have more time on their hands.
yeah, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wonder what that's like. I was talking about this the other day. Like, I feel bad for the people that were like about to break up, that were
Oh,
like, I'm sick of living with this person. Like, we've been dating for 2 years. It's not working. I'm getting out. And then here comes the governor. And it's like, actually, everybody's got to stay where they are for the next
right.
3 months.
That sucks.
That's
Guess
got to
they
be,
have to live in the basement for a while.
I know, that's got to be hell. Or even if there is a basement, I am sure there is a couple that were at their wits' end that got caught in this thing in a 1 bedroom studio apartment in the
Oh,
city that are just like miserable.
you stay on that side of the wall. I'll stay on this side.
Yeah, and you're just on your side and you're looking over at them and they're like this, and they're on a dating app just
You
like
know
getting you
they're
away
on
from.
that eHarmony,
Yeah.
eCupid, whatever the fuck. Oh,
But I bet that's okay. But I bet that people are considering, because you go a certain amount of time and they're probably like, I need some companionship. I need to hug somebody.
right.
I'm sure that the inter apartment, mingling is up in the city.
It has to be. But there was a story. I don't know if you spoke about this or not. This guy saw this girl dancing on another building, and he found her.
I
Did you see
vaguely
that?
heard about this. I think this was this a TikTok thing?
It was.
It was, right?
Mm-hmm. And then I guess they started talking because he saw her dancing outside one day.
That's hilarious.
So I guess you're right. People are starting to look at people a little differently in their building now.
Yeah,
So,
because it's different for you and I. We're married, right? There's
right.
different for married people. We have, and you know what was funny? I was listening to another podcast and they were talking about this person who was a big hugger. Like whenever you would see him, he would like give you like a
Oh,
big bear hug, right? And this guy who was talking, he went and he visited him and they were keeping their distance. And he was like, "Hey, what's up?" And he said that he felt this thing inside him, like, did I do something wrong? Because I'm not getting this huge hug. Like for us, like, and when he said that, I was like, God, I feel that, because I know me personally, like, I have definitely felt myself at times just walking over to my wife and just giving her a big hug because you need that.
Yes.
You need that affection. You need that like
Human interaction.
physical connection,
Yes.
And there's got to be some people out there, like you said, like on the dating sites and stuff, that are like literally looking at, Philip in 3E, who I always thought was a big fat weirdo, and now they're kind of like, I don't know, I bet you Philip gives good hugs.
Or the people, you know.
Maybe we'll hug yourself.
Right.
All right, let's go through some of Janine's topics here. I want to see, is there any one of those that you want to talk about first in particular? We don't have to rush this because we can do this on the next time you're back on an episode.
Pick one. Let's see.
All right, I'm fascinated by the Cuomo brothers. Who would you rather? This is not really a question that I can answer. First of all, let's start with the Cuomo brothers. Are they good-looking dudes? Because I have a theory on this, but I want you to answer first.
Andrew, the older brother,
is better looking.
Is better looking for an old dude.
Okay.
Chris has, and they look alike.
Yeah.
I think.
Almost identical.
But Chris, just something about him. So I'd rather do the older dude. That's it. There's my answer.
Here's my theory on this. And I feel like I bet you 9 out of 10 women would probably answer. 9 out of 10 women and 9 out of 10 gay guys would probably have the same answer that you have. Because Chris is Fredo, right?
Yes.
And Andrew is the
authentic.
No, authentarian. I don't know. He's the authoritative figure. There it was.
Authoritative.
Authoritative. Thank you. There it is. Hi-yo. He's the authoritative figure. He's in there taking care of business, making it happen. Right.
Right.
He's calling the shots. Everybody's. By the way, I say this all the time, and everybody like hated Cuomo for like the longest time because we all hate our leaders. That's just what we do.
Right.
But I went to high school. We went to the same high school as this guy. I feel like I've just known about him for the longest time. He hasn't changed a bit. He's always been the same exact way. So nothing has changed. Nobody ever thought, boy, who's good looking is that Andrew is the governor of New York. He's fantastic. But now that he's in there and he's got his freaking PowerPoint, he's calling the shots and he's calming everybody.
Nipples.
He's got pierced nippies. Yeah. He's a lot more attractive. So it's not so much about his looks, but the position that he's in of power and authority. I think that's driving all the people crazy.
Yes.
That's my thought.
Those women in their young, early 40s. There you go.
Yeah. And the other brother is just hosting a show on CNN. Who gives a shit about that? That's really that's what it comes down to.
I have to agree with you there. Yes.
Yeah, right? Like he's not like if you typically found Andrew Cuomo on the streets and you saw him from across the street, you would first think to yourself, does that guy have pierced nipples? And second, you would be like, he's not that great looking of a dude, Or
I wouldn't go, I would definitely do him. But then like when he starts his press conference every day, Lord.
Right, like if you went in to go do your taxes and Andrew Cuomo was sitting on the other side of the desk, you wouldn't be like, ooh, is it hot in here? You wouldn't do that at all.
No.
Yeah. You think he's got the pierced nippies?
Well, there's definitely something going on because normal nipples don't look like that.
My theory at the time was, and it still remains true, that every day we go, seeing him, if he's wearing a jacket or something that we can't see, then he's hiding pierced nippies.
Right. And actually his ex-wife or soon-to-be ex-wife, Sandra Lee.
Yeah.
There was an article about her defending his nipples.
We talked about that on the podcast. Yeah, she came out. Well, what she said was, and this is what bothered me, she said you shouldn't be body shaming people. And that's not the same.
Body shaming.
It's not body shaming, and it's also not the same as saying he doesn't have pierced nippies.
Exactly. She never confirmed that he didn't.
Yeah. And
So
it
that,
and it's
yes.
on her Tinder profile. She prefers pierced nippies. So they're really starting to put a lot of things together in this investigation. I got to be honest with you. Who is his wife though? He was married, wasn't he? Was she still around? Is she alive? The wife?
He was, well, he was married to Sandra Lee.
Did he marry her?
That was his second wife.
Yeah, I thought they were just together, but okay, so he married her. Where's the first wife that he had the kids with?
I don't know, but after that, he lived with Sandra Lee up in Armonk, New York.
Is that
I
right?
only know this because one of my old coworkers lived in the same town as him. And I remember her telling me a story where she went to a party where he was there.
Oh,
And at
really?
the time I was like, who gives a fuck about him? But now I'm like, maybe I should call her back and see if he also had the pierced nipples back then.
Should we talk about Apple ID passwords or
Oh
changing
God,
babies' names after they're born?
no. Apple ID passwords.
Go ahead.
Do you know yours
I
right
know
now?
I know my first, like the one that my Apple ID. Yeah, I know that one, but I know no other passwords because they're all saved on my phone.
Okay. Because the Apple ID password, I never remember it, right?
Okay.
Ever. So every time that I've had to put it in for something, and I usually save my passwords, I don't remember it. So when you asked me to download this app, I had to go back and reset it. And I've reset it probably 5 times in the past month.
Why can't you remember your
I don't know, but I never remember it. That's the whole thing. I don't know why.
it's not just like your kids' names or your husband or your the date of birth or your
Well,
anniversary.
now I made it one of my kids' names, but before I couldn't tell you what it was.
My thing is basically I only just recently started using the strong passwords that they suggest
Okay.
because outside of that, like I had one password for everything. So if you got into my fantasy baseball account, you could basically empty my bank account if you wanted to and
Uh,
open up credit card. You can do whatever you want.
See now, of course, my security husband, you should not have the same password for everything, as he says.
Wait, your security he's an IT guy. He tells people
Well,
to restart
security
their
IT,
computers for a
he makes
living.
people, he resets passwords for everyone as well. And he really is a stickler for the rules with, special characters, numbers,
Is he really?
uppercase, all those shit. So,
How is he doing working from home? Is he comfortable at home saying
oh,
things
let me
like,
just
"Have you
show you how
restarted your
comfortable
computer?"
he is.
Yeah, let me see. Do you want to show people your look at this? Look, Janine is living large. Look, she's in her studio movie theater for the love of God. By the way, I've been to your house a bunch of times. You never invited me to the nice part. What's that about? What are you afraid I'll ruin the furniture?
He just finished this.
Oh, he did.
Like, completely finished this.
Is this that was that quarantine progress right there? Is that what that was? He's like, if I'm going to be stuck in this house with this woman, I bet.
I better have a huge screen, the best sound system ever.
That is funny. Yeah, and your
Yes.
brother, people don't know your brother, but your brother just finished a 17-year renovation on his house. I wonder why everybody, it feels, I wonder now, and your brother's also in IT. I wonder if the IT people knew that this coronavirus was coming.
Yeah, they had something to do with it. What
Because
do you
all of a
think?
sudden they're finishing projects like they never
Oh,
have before.
right. It's weird.
That is super weird. That is really, really weird. All right, let's do one more of Janine's topics here. Let me see. I can't hang with you on 90 Day Fiance. I don't know anything about that.
Well, I don't really either, but the husband watches it all the time. That's why I was wondering if you watched it.
No,
Okay.
no. I hated watching Tiger King. Like, I'm happy to be in
Oh,
on the jokes now and the memes. Like, that's why I'm like, but to
right.
me, that was almost, it was like a reality TV boot camp. Like, I had to
Okay.
go through that to, get to the memes. I hate shit like that. I watched Dave Chappelle's Mark Twain award.
Okay.
They gave him the Mark Twain award, and that's streaming on Netflix for some odd reason. That was hilarious. And then I went back and watched his last stand-up special, and that was doubly good. And I felt so much better after watching the Tiger King. The Tiger King just seems like a huge waste of time.
Yeah, I liked it. I expected a little bit more, but there was definitely twists that I was like, "Whoa, I didn't see that coming."
Yeah, no, and it was good. It was like entertaining for the time, but it's just like I'm never, you know,
Right.
I'm never gonna go back and watch that again. Whereas I'll go watch The Office for the 4 millionth time right now.
Oh yeah, definitely.
What's your coffee situation at the house? Dunkin' versus Starbucks. You put on your list here.
Well, I have to say, since quarantine has taken over,
Mm-hmm.
the line is shorter at Dunkin' Donuts. So I've gone there more.
Is that right?
Shamefully.
So you're still leaving the house to go get coffee?
Uh no.
The quarantine shame you, corn shame you right now.
If I happen to go out to the grocery store and I feel like, I need a little pick me up after
Yeah.
playing Frogger in the supermarket, uh because it stresses me out, I will go to Dunkin' Donuts.
I
Yeah.
just took the kid. Well, do you have a Dunkin' with a drive-through near you, or are
Yes.
you? Yeah, you do.
It actually opened a few months ago.
How strange.
Right?
Coincidence?
Mm-hmm.
Feels like
I
Duncan saw
think
this coming
not, my
too.
dear Watson.
I know. All these people knew this was coming.
Right.
Yeah, we don't have that here, and a lot of the Dunkins around all the way out here don't really have drive-throughs.
Right.
I just took the kids out for a ride because literally, I went downstairs after working earlier this morning, and I saw my wife. She had the murderous rage in her eyes, and my kid had the clueless, like, I don't know, mommy's about to murder me. So I'm like, hey, time for a car ride.
Yeah.
I threw the kids in the car, and we just drove around for an hour. Because the other thing too is, I could take them outside and play with them for a little while, but they're not going to nap. If I throw them in the car, they're going to get that much needed nap that they need. So that's what I did. And I was
Agreed.
coming back, and the Starbucks right by me on 111 had at least, I would say conservatively, 30 to 35 cars in line.
Oh my God.
It was around the whole Starbucks and through the entrance and down the street, down 111. There was all these cars lined up. And that was the most I'd ever seen. And my thought was, it's a nice day. It rained yesterday. Everybody's probably like, let's go out for a ride. They don't want to get out of their cars and do anything. So they're like, oh, we'll just go to the drive-thru at Starbucks and get our coffee.
Did you get it?
No, I still don't. I still am not. Dude, when I was driving around in the car, I put the little thing on that closes the vents so that there's no outside air. I was like, I'm sealing up this vehicle with these kids. No, I went to the store last week, and I don't
Oh,
think I'm going this week because I think we have enough food to get by.
that was a hysterical video, by the way. Um,
What, me going to the
okay, so I really thought I told you.
well, okay. Let's preface for everybody who's watching and listening. We did Wood on this show. People kind of saw Wood. They know who Wood
Yes,
is. And you were actually one of the first people to bring Wood to our group.
I was the first person.
And I
And
forget what the text was. Was it President Trump has COVID-19 or guess who
no,
has COVID-19?
it was before it exploded, and it said person in Suffolk first person in Suffolk test positive for COVID.
That's what it was. This is Wood for anybody who missed the episode prior. Don't make kissy faces. I would. My husband and I watch this. And then you click on it, and there's this big guy, just big, huge, naked guy in the buff, and that's kind of like this. It's kind of 2020's Rickroll, which is what Frank said, which was
Right.
a perfect analogy. So subsequently, from there, friends have been sending these photos. They'll be like, "Oh, look at what I made for dinner," but when you like zoom in tighter, you see like the little, whatever in the food is really just tiny pictures of wood. So we're getting that nonstop. So the other day when I went shopping, I had this huge cart full of stuff. And so Janine, you were apparently looking for wood in the car.
Not kidding you. between 5 and 10 minutes. I was like, zooming in, nothing. I'm like, okay, I'm missing this. Where is it? Where is it?
I thought you were messing around when you said you were looking for wood in the cart. I thought you were
No,
like just joking
no.
because
And
that's
then
pretty funny.
I heard your podcast, this thing
That you're on now, yeah.
that I'm on now, that you went to the supermarket and then sent a picture of the cart. And I'm like, oh my God, wood really wasn't in that cart. That was just a picture of it.
Yeah, because nobody really, contrary to having plenty of time, nobody really has time to to Photoshop to wood shop.
To wood.
To Photoshop wood or wood shop for save time.
That's
Yeah,
a new
nobody has
phrase, wood shop.
wood shop. You would shop it.
But yes.
That is so funny. So you spent all this time looking. Well, because the one guy sent of the stitches, he was like, "Oh, I cut myself," and that one was super. Like I zoomed in and I'm like, "Okay, there's no wood here," and then everybody's like, "No, wood is in there," and I had to go back and zoom in even further again. I was like, "Oh my God, wood really is in this."
Exactly.
It's so crazy. Wood has taken over our lives.
Like literally.
To this date, one of my favorite ones though is the Shea Stadium apple. The fact that he replaced the Mets apple, home run apple. Yeah. That was the greatest. So you're still going for coffee? I got to tell you something. We got okay, two things. We got coffee, and D has been making cold brew, which is phenomenal. It's like so much better. I feel like my father was like, "Don't go out to McDonald's. We'll make burgers here." But it is so, like, I really do enjoy. She's got two of these huge jugs, and we got them like on rotators, so we always have one like fresh. And she puts it in there to soak for like a day and a half or whatever, a day, whatever it is, and it's awesome. So I felt no need to go to Starbucks.
That I must try. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm a coffee freak, so we even have an espresso machine here.
Yeah.
Use that, but sometimes you just need that cold coffee.
Because, and here's the thing that a lot of people who dump on Starbucks don't understand, like, it's really good coffee. Like, it's really, they do a good job, and they're always consistently good. Like, there's places out here that I enjoy too, but it's like the same thing like McDonald's. Like, you don't go bragging, but the great thing about McDonald's is it's the same shit all over the world. Like if you're in Alabama or you're in Taiwan, you go get a burger, it's going to be the same exact thing,
No,
so
it's true.
You always know what to expect with Starbucks.
So you said you saw 30, 35 cars on the line for Starbucks.
Yeah.
If you saw 3 to 5 cars on Dunkin' Donuts, would you have went there?
No, I still wouldn't have, because to me, like for instance, we're going to order pizza tonight. Right.
Okay.
And I trust the pizza place by here. We're trying to support still by ordering once a week or, once every other week or whatever. And like we still like wipe down the box and, there's no real reason to touch the pizza once it's out. They cut it in the box and everything. You know what I mean? So that kind of feels safe to me. We wipe the box down, so that's fine. I could have brought something to wipe the coffee down and stuff, but still, to me, it's a risk not worth taking.
So you're not there just yet.
I'm not. And I'm as a person with a gambling problem, or Italian, however you want to say it. I feel like we're just cutting down odds here. We're just chipping away at odds. So
basically, I'm all in.
Yeah, you got Corona for sure. You definitely
every hand. All in.
Like if I didn't have, if the coffee that we were making here wasn't as good, I'd probably would have jumped on that line.
Okay, that's fair enough.
That would probably be the daily trip. But that's the thing, like it's not supposed to be a daily.
Oh, I don't go daily.
You don't go daily. But I would.
No, I really don't.
I would find myself struggling. I would find myself in a fight every day to justify going, you know what I mean? For another, like, oh, it's safe, you can go, and I'd be going every day then.
I think that Gaetano agrees with that for you. I go maybe once or twice a week.
That's fine. That's
It's fine, but like you said, just to take a ride too, that's, I mean, because where else can you go?
Yeah. Well, I popped a black cherry seltzer in the car on the way, so that was like that was
Oh,
had my little vacation today. I had my
there
black
you
cherry
go.
seltzer, put my podcast on. The kids were out cold, drove
Right?
around.
If you like pina coladas.
I gave her a break, so she was happy, so that was good. But the
Right.
second thing with coffee is, what's that
Oh,
new instant coffee whippy thing that you were talking about?
yes.
Dugadio or whatever it's called.
Delgana coffee.
Yeah. So last time I went to the store with that huge cart, I got instant coffee, and we're gonna try and make it. Have you tried it yet? Have you tried to do it?
No, because every time I've gone to the store, I've forgotten to buy instant coffee.
Oh, and I'm excited too because I don't know. I forgot which one I got, but it was like the super Italian looking one. It was like the most expensive little like.
Did you get coffee or did you get espresso?
No, I think I got espresso actually. Now that you say it, because it was
That
the
one's supposed to be better.
yeah. It was like I said. I went. I was like, it was a little ton. They had like the big jars, but I'm like, I know I'm not gonna make this a ton, and it's only like a teaspoon, I think.
Yeah, you have to try and let me know how it comes.
So I bought the smallest one, but I was like, I'm gonna buy the most expensive one if because
Right.
it's I want it to be good. So I'm excited. So we'll probably maybe
Ooh.
we'll do it on the channel here, or we'll do it like on Instagram stories or something like that. I don't know. We'll see.
Ooh. I like it.
Stay tuned, everybody.
Oh my goodness.
All right, Janine. Any final thoughts before we go?
Stay safe. Keep drinking that Dunkin'.
Wait. So
Or
what was the
Starbucks.
what was the finality of all this? You're going towards Dunkin' now because the lines are quicker.
Correct.
I find that I can't stand Dunkin' Donuts coffee,
Here,
but
I want to tell you a little secret.
I like their espresso. Go ahead.
This is a little secret.
Go ahead.
Starbucks employees will say that the iced coffee from Dunkin' Donuts is better than the iced coffee from Starbucks. That is a fact, my friend.
I could believe that. I don't love the iced coffee from Starbucks, which is also why I like the one that we are making here, you know?
I'm only drinking the iced coffee from Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah, and I will say the iced coffee. Okay, so I don't know about versus Starbucks, but I don't doubt that. But I will say the iced coffee from Dunkin' Donuts is more tolerable than the regular hot coffee.
Yes,
And
I
people
agree.
people may think it's the same coffee, but I mean, it might be the same beans, but it tastes. It's not like they brewed hot coffee and just let it cool. I don't think that's
It's
how they make
different.
it. It's cold brewed.
Right.
Yeah. So that's for sure. But I don't mind Dunkin' Donuts espresso. It's not too bad. But their regular coffee to me, it's a little too acidity.
Yeah.
It's just too. It's I don't know. There's a bad flavor to it.
You're just a coffee snob like me, so I get it.
I'm a huge coffee snob, and now I'm starting to see all of these. And I'm sure now that we're talking about it and Siri's listening in on this conversation,
I'm sure.
I'm starting to see all these coffee places that are like, we'll ship a whole bunch of coffee
Yes.
to you. And I'm kind of like, oh,
Oh, I will send you one that's really good then. A link to it.
yeah. Oh, I think you're going to send me a coffee. I got to buy it myself.
Yeah.
That's a real step down. All right. Yeah. Because I want to try that too. Because now I'm stuck on buying this new clean key thing. Did you see that from yesterday? The clean key?
Oh, yeah, I did.
Somebody made a key that you can go around and touch like screens and it'll open doors. So you don't have to like
Yes.
touch anything else now. I'm like, for somebody who keeps everything, I'm like, this is fantastic.
Yeah, right.
And
Right up your
so
alley.
subsequently, I should have started the show with this, but subsequently, since I talked about Clean Key yesterday, in my social media ads, I've gotten 5 other ads for practically the same product, but they're
Same.
all named something different. So they're all just pumping out this stuff now, and it's all just differently named stuff, different companies.
Ah,
So there's either some patent busting going on here, or somebody's gonna get sued big time.
Big Brother.
Yep. Big brothers everywhere, Janine. Don't forget it. All right. Any final thoughts? Is that it?
That's it.
I thought you did a phenomenal job co-hosting your first time.
Thank you.
I will have you back. Do you want to come back? You want to do it again? Yeah, not bad.
Because what else am I gonna do? Take care of my fucking kids?
There you go. We'll leave it there. Janine's here, and maybe we'll be back soon, and we'll do another one. Of course, you can catch up all the info on our website right down there on the bottom, anthonyonair.com.